Morning America, Republican here, and today I'm going to talk to you about this video that I came across. CNN yesterday posted a video, and I'm going to talk about it.
All of you voted for President Trump. Show of hands, how many of you plan to vote for him again in November? Okay, 3 hands went up. Tell us your thoughts.
I believe that his handling of the pandemic has been horrendous. I think his lack of accountability and an old political term, he waffles on everything. He did say this, he didn't say that, and he meant this, but he didn't mean that. He's totally unpredictable.
The video first starts off, and it shows 3 Republicans. Well, they're all Republicans, I'm assuming, but they all voted for Trump in 2016, and only 3 of them are voting for Trump now. The 3 on the top are voting for Trump this election, and the 3 on the bottom are not. And the old guy starts talking, and that's where I started the video here. And he starts talking, and he says that how Trump handled the coronavirus was unacceptable, it wasn't good. And I feel like, yeah, Trump could have taken it more seriously. But in my opinion, even if Trump did take it more seriously, states are still going to do what they want to do. In Article 6 of the Constitution, it's called the Supremacy Clause. Every state has a right to their own opinion on different laws. Let me read you the actual document on your screen right now. I'm going to read to you the black part. It says, "This Constitution and the laws of the United States shall be supreme law of the land, and the judges of every state shall be bound thereby anything in the Constitution." So, right there, basically he's telling you that each state has the right of their own laws. Now, they can't just make a law. They still have to let it pass. But if Congress makes a law and it gets passed down, they have a decision. They can nullify the law. They don't have to listen to the law. That's why different states have different laws. Like the laws of California. The California gun laws are going to be different than Texas gun laws. Or abortion in Alabama is going to be different than it is in New York State. Or that's why in a few states, gay marriage was illegal until June 26th of 2015.
Okay, so 3 of you know people who got sick. Tommy, tell us what you think about President Trump's response to coronavirus.
Well, they didn't get extremely sick and die, but I had a nephew and several friends that have tested positive for COVID. I will say this, I am a business owner. My wife and I own a 24/7 fitness center. We had to close our gym for 84 days. We've had the business for 7 years. And I just want to point out again that this all happened while Donald Trump has been president.
The CNN newscaster says, "All right, how many people know someone who got sick from the coronavirus?" You probably heard that part. And 2 of the people raised their hand. One on the right and one on the left. They both raised their hand. And the one on the right got to speak. His name was Tommy, and he said that he had a nephew and another family member get sick. They didn't die, but they got sick, and he also said that his fitness center closed down. And he said, and after that, he says that this is all because, and this all happened while Trump was in office. Basically, once again, blaming Trump for something that he can't control. Donald Trump's not a doctor. He does not know what to do when it comes to a virus. That's why he's not trying to touch on the subject. He's not a doctor. He doesn't know what to do. And like I said earlier, the Supremacy Clause, each state can make their own decision. This is why New York State has strict coronavirus laws, but places like, let's say, North Carolina, doesn't have strict laws on coronavirus. You can do basically whatever you want. It's all on your states. Now, if your fitness center closes, that is very inconvenient and it sucks, but it's not Trump's fault.
President.
Trump has done what he can do. Okay, this is exactly right. If you do the math, is a 99.9% survival rate. What are we freaking out about? Okay, I don't understand. 99%. In 2017, 2018, there was 13% more deaths in heart disease than in COVID. Also, 3 times more deaths of accidents and car accidents, but we didn't shut down the interstates and take people's cars away.
We didn't shut down the freeways because there's car accidents. What we did was we did science and testing, and we came to the conclusion that seatbelts were necessary to keep us out there motoring along as safely as possible. And as far as heart disease goes, I can't walk into my local supermarket and catch that from the idiot standing next to me.
I have a breathing problem, and therefore, if I don't wear a mask, I'm an idiot.
Okay.
So you'd rather I die because I can't breathe with a mask on, and I'm an idiot because I didn't wear the mask.
Okay.
Do you know how
If you're going
hypocritical that is?
if you're going to come to my grocery store and use that feeble excuse, yes, you are. You can breathe fine with a mask.
I cannot.
So, Damani, what's it like to hear the strong
So then this woman in the middle, in the top middle, she starts going off about the coronavirus. She was going off, and she was like, oh, Trump could do all he could. And there was more. Then she goes, in 2017, there was more, like 13% more deaths from heart disease and car accidents than there was from COVID. But I want to remind you that there was no COVID virus in 2017 and 2018. The coronavirus didn't start until 2020. Just want to point that out there. And she starts talking, and then the one guy in the middle interrupts and says, well, when it comes to car accidents, we invented seatbelts. And once again, I want to point out that, yeah, there's seatbelts, but people still die in car accidents. Seatbelts have been a thing since like the 60s. Seatbelts have been a thing since the 60s, and people are still dying in car accidents. But once again, we're not closing down the roads. And heart disease. Then he goes on to heart disease and says, oh, I can't catch heart disease from the idiot standing next to me. And I think that's dumb for that person to say. I don't think that's a very smart thing to say. Because not everybody can breathe. And the girl brought that up. She goes, I cannot breathe with a mask on, so I'm an idiot. And he goes, yes, you can breathe fine with that mask on. Hey, dude, ever heard of COPD? Ever heard of asthma? That old guy, he sounded like the Missouri mayor after that George Floyd incident. He sounds like the Missouri mayor.
Though sometimes he is unpredictable. I think we need the temperament of Donald Trump because he is someone who is willing to call out where other people will refuse to call out, and I think that's something that we really need right now.
I'll say one more thing. I saw an interview with Donald Trump with the guy from Barstool Sports the other night, and something that Donald Trump said hit me pretty ironically. He said, you know, that the preceding years prior to me announcing running for president were the best of my life. I can't remember his exact quote, but he was fabulously wealthy and had this great life. And I would just like to remind him that Barack Obama was president during the best times of his life. So if Donald Trump loses, we will get through it.
So then the Republican on the top right of the screen, he starts talking, and he's basically going off of why we need a president like Donald Trump, because he thinks that Trump's done a great job despite of the coronavirus. And then Tommy, the guy who owns the fitness center on the bottom right of the screen, he starts talking. He goes, oh, I just want to... He said he watched an interview. He said he watched an interview with Donald Trump. And I actually watched the same interview. And he says that Donald Trump said the best years of his life, Trump did not say that, was before he running for president. He did say that. He did say before running for president, but he did not say the best years. He said the best day. He said the best day of my life that I remember is me he said the day before I ran for president. Because he goes, the company was good. He said that he got all of his work done. He said all of that. And that's why. And he goes, oh, I want to remind you that Barack Obama was president and we can get through this. I think that's such a weird thing to say. It's because it had nothing to do with Barack Obama.
It's a very interesting thing that you say, because the best day in my life in terms of business and life and everything was the day before I announced I'm running for president. Everything was good. The company was good. I had finished up a lot of jobs that were very successful. And then I said, I want to do this. Now, I'm really glad I did, but I was treated very unfairly with fake Russia, Russia, and Ukraine.
So yeah, this is the end of the video. At the end there, then they go back to the normal newscasting. And I really just wanted to watch this and show you guys, because people are not liking Trump for the wrong reasons. And it really feels like that people are trying to find any little reason not to vote for him. Yes, I do feel like he could have handled it better, but even if he did, it wouldn't have mattered. You could put anybody in Trump's position and nobody would do what Trump can do better. It's all about how America's run. America's run differently than every other country in the world. Alright? We don't have just one leader that says, do this, and we have to listen. We have a lot of leaders. We have the Supreme Court. We have the House of Representatives. We have the president. We have every governor. All 50 governors that have their own opinion on something and that they disagree sometimes. I don't know. I just feel like everybody's trying to find their own reason to not vote for Trump. Now I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys, please leave a comment, subscribe for more. I'm out. Trump 2020.